If you're searching for a wrestling podcast that's filled with fun.
This is definitely Davey Boy Smith's finest fucking moment.
He goes, he fell on his ass. He fell on his ass.
Couple of haters.
Couple haters.
That's staying in.
Wrestling nostalgia.
But I will take you back to May 26th, 1996. It was a stormy night. The wind was howling.
Latest pro wrestling news and rumours.
We've heard about the situations between WWE, Sasha Banks and Naomi.
And hilarious tangents.
Let's not tangent off. No Samoan spikes.
That's it.
Fucking tangents.
Then look no further. Join your hosts James, Stu and Jonny and subscribe to Top Turnbuckle Podcast.
Hello and welcome to episode 17 of Top Turnbuckle Podcast with me, Stu.
Me, Johnny.
And me, James.
How have we all been?
Tired.
Not too bad. Yes.
Yeah, all right.
Okay.
I've got a fucked shoulder, but other than that, we're all good.
We're all good.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. And we hope you're well in listener land too.
Indeed we do. And us here at Top Turnbuckle Podcast.
Here we fucking go.
Here we go, every time. Today we'll be taking it to the extreme. We are living dangerously.
Poorly dangerously.
There is a heat wave going on because we are stepping into hardcore heaven. And some would even say we are guilty as charged because we are kicking down your back door and going straight in to the big ass extreme bash.
All right, Johnny.
Welcome.
All right, Johnny. You ain't even started your song yet. I bet you wished it was December so you could have used December to dismember.
Bloody hell.
Oh, yeah. There you go.
Did you use Heatwave in there?
I did,
Oh, he
yes.
did, yeah.
There's a heat wave going on. Yeah, stepping into hardcore heaven.
Kicking in your back door.
Did you get crossing the line again?
I didn't. No, I didn't want to go too
fail.
far. I didn't
Fail.
want to.
Get out.
I thought I'd leave it a big ass extreme bash.
I'm so wrong.
I think we're really happy to do this one though because we've focused a lot on WWE and we are going to start to move away now, guys. We're going to start to move into ECW, and I want to do promotions like in their heyday, like TNA, and things like that. So even some AAA maybe.
Yeah, man.
The wrestling world is our oyster.
Oh yeah, we've got a lot to cover.
We have indeed.
And especially after Johnny's fantastic hardcore, extreme backdoor smashing introduction.
Out of interest, Johnny, how long does that take you to do?
Oh, it just comes out.
Does it really?
Yeah, it don't take long at all.
How long do you sit on the toilet writing these? Let's face it, that's got to be where it happens.
I walk around with it.
What makes me laugh is, right, I'm doing because I'll tell the audience this, I'm doing a exam at the moment for a degree, and Johnny writes more than I do on his notes. His
I want
notes
to get
are
graded for this.
unbelievable.
Well, he's just shown me how much he's written on me as this promo thing.
This promo is going to be
I've written 6 lines.
exciting.
He's got a whole page. I feel
On
honoured.
each of you, and they're both completely different.
Fucking hell.
Yeah.
So this episode for me is going to be a little bit different, guys. I am actually going to step out after the top 3 and the best
Dun, dun, dun.
ECW people.
Yes.
Because one, I am tired. I've been up all night because we've got a new puppy. And 2, I am in the middle of a exam. So,
Yes.
yeah.
Yes.
But we thank you for taking the time anyway and sitting in with us, James. It is massively appreciated.
Indeed.
Thank you.
We should do is your house.
Yeah. Yes. That's why I'm just letting you get on with it.
No, it's fun.
Should we announce our topics?
Well, we've got an action-packed episode this week.
we have indeed.
We have Judy Bagwell on a pole watch-along.
I can already say what I've got to say about that right now.
We have, obviously, the reading of the Heartbreak Kid Shawn Michaels in the style of Shakespeare.
That's amazing.
We have Billy Gunn, Ass Man, being read.
We've also got to announce the next one.
Yes, that will be coming soon as well. And obviously the topics, which are...
We have indeed. And our topics for this month's episode are our top 3 ECW wrestlers. And for our best and worst moment, as it was my pick for this month, I went with best ECW champions.
Extreme.
And as always, we end things with the news. And don't forget our most important subject, Danhausen Watch. Which is going to be really fucking short this time.
Yeah, I've been looking out for him. I've been struggling.
So, just cutting in just quickly.
Yep.
I'm going to do something different. So, what I'm going to do, because it's my pick this week, or this podcast.
Month.
Yeah. So, what I'm going to do for episode 18 is I'm going to tell everyone now what episode 18's
so
best
close to the 20
and worst moments are going to be. So, we had a really, really interesting request from
we did.
a good friend of ours, Darren Brown.
Yeah, Mr. Hello, Darren.
Hello, Darren.
And Darren, I am going to take your pick. Our top 3 are the best wrestlers, in your opinion, outside of WWE right now.
Right.
Nice.
So they can be from any promotion apart from WWE. We are coming away from WWE.
That's a good one. Yes, I like that. I like that very much.
Now, for best or worst, shall we discuss live for a laugh what we should do?
Go on then.
Okay. What shall we do?
Oh,
Best or worst?
best or worst?
Moment.
Do you know what? Seeing as you two have banged on about it so much, isn't it about time that the Dungeon of Doom was finally done?
That's all bad though, isn't it? Well,
Yeah.
And good. Well,
There is no good.
no.
We can. Okay, so what we'll do is... That's brilliant. So what we'll do is we will take on the Dungeon of Doom. So, it's not necessarily going to be a best or worst.
I was definitely going to be worse.
Yeah, because we can't give a best. So what we're going to do is we're going to go through each individual who was in the Dungeon of Doom.
And have a little look at them.
Yeah, and have a little look at them. Now, online, on YouTube, there is a brilliant playlist, which I've showed these guys before.
Yes.
Where you can actually watch each individual from the Dungeon of Doom's promo as they enter.
There is a lot.
Whatever that realm is that they go in, because I do not know what that's called.
There must be a name for it. I'm
The
gonna find
Dungeon.
out. The Dungeon.
Whatever.
Of
The Doomy Dungeon. Doomy Dungeon.
And what I would suggest, guys, anyone listening, is go onto YouTube if you can and watch those promos, because they are absolutely hilarious. You've got Ed Leslie acting like a complete
dick.
Oh my god, it's so funny. Hugh Morris.
Meng.
Because Hugh Morris has got something wrong with him where he keeps laughing, isn't he?
Yeah, he's humorous.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was the play on his name, wasn't it?
Yeah. And
Yes.
Before it all went so wrong for him.
then you've got people like real old school people come in, like the One Man Gang, and it's like 1995, but it's like straight out of 1988.
Yeah.
It's great. It's just great.
We will dive in.
There-
We won't give
there
away
is-
too
Okay.
much.
Yeah, there
Okay,
is
so-
far too much shite to wade through on this, and there is no way you can do a best topic for this one. It's impossible. I'm sorry.
I think it's all going to be the best.
Oh.
Yeah, I think it's going to be amazing.
It's going to be amazing.
Okay, so that's that done.
Yeah, lovely. One last thing. Easy Way Merchandise, our latest sponsor. Thank you for the T-shirts.
Oh, yes.
You can also buy and purchase these now from the website by contacting us or just send us a message.
Yeah, I've posted quite a few times on our community page. The best thing to do is click on our email page, which is on every single post I put out to do with our T-shirt merchandise from Easy Way. Email us the size, and then we will forward on the information over to
Yeah. Easy
And there we go.
merchandise. Yes. £18 bargain.
Bargain.
Best quality you can find.
Fucking is, man. It's nice. We are all currently sat wearing our T-shirts that we got from
nothing else, just the T-shirts.
Yeah. No pants, no socks.
Each other's.
James is frowning. Turn that frown upside down.
You guys try and do this podcast after no sleep on a horrible sofa, curled up, bad neck.
I'll swap your bad neck for my fuck shoulder.
I might actually take that trend.
You're on. Go for it.
So before we do jump in, as I've got the 2 readings this week of the Arse Man and Shakespeare's Sexy Boy,
You're going to do one
do you
now.
want me to start with one now?
Yeah,
And
let's.
end with one?
Yeah.
Yeah? Okay. What would you like?
Don't mind.
Well, personally, I really want to hear the Shakespearean one last.
Okay, right. Billy Gunn, Ass Man it is. And I put this up as a poll. First, it was actually requested by Rob Holmes, but I did put it up on a poll. It received 36 votes. 73% chose this. So, are you ready?
Yep.
Okay.
Are you steady?
Billy Gunn, Ass Man. Yeah. I'm an ass man. Yeah. I love to love him. I love to kick him. I love to shove him. I love to stick him. I love to flaunt them. I love to watch them. I love to pick them.
What?
And I'm gonna kick them. Because I'm an ass man.
This is the greatest thing ever.
Yeah, I'm an ass man. Oh, God. Yes, I'm an ass man. Ass. I'm an ass man.
This is beautiful, Johnny.
So many asses.
Yes, my favourite bit.
So little time. Only a tight one can stop me all the time. I'm a lover of every kind. And the best ones always stick up from behind. Because I'm an ass man. Yes, I'm an ass man.
You've spoiled us here, Johnny.
Yes.
I'm fucking
Ass.
crying.
Buns of glory. Buns of steel. Your ass will give away the truth of how I feel. You walk behind me, I feel the heat.
I'm so sorry.
That's why girls don't walk behind me down the street. Because I'm an ass man. Yes, I'm an ass man.
I didn't know this was so technical.
I'm an ass man.
It's not finished.
Ass. The end.
Oh, God.
That was absolutely beautiful, Johnny. Thank you so much.
Oh, I struggle with that. God, I'm sweating.
Yeah, right. Oh, God. Oh,
That's going to take some beating.
do you know what?
Thank you, 36 votes, 73%.
Oh.
And Rob Holmes, thank you.
Yeah, thanks,
You
Rob.
are a legend,
Oh,
Rob.
my God.
I think you spoiled us, though. I really do.
He's got a few other good ones, like Chosen One. I think that's quite a good one as well.
Chosen one.
Yeah, because he was the Chosen One Billy Gunn, weren't he?
Oh,
At one point. And I think that's just as good.
What, the one Billy
Oh,
Gunn?
the one Billy Gunn, yeah. Yeah, that's another one that's going to be... I've got a whole list of them all. I've got some good ones coming up.
Fucking hell,
Did
man.
you see the post that I put in the chat to you guys about all
Yes.
those songs?
Yes.
Right. Whose turn is it to do the theme this week?
The
Watch along.
I've got the watch along ready for the next one. For episode 18, isn't it?
Okay.
Unless you want to do two, we could throw two in if you want, or I could save that one to the following one and we'll do the one.
I'm going to jump in.
Go for it.
Okay. What I want you all to watch, you're going to love this. I want you all to watch the 1987 Slammy Awards.
Okay.
Is it on the network, or is
It is on YouTube.
Yeah, I actually have it on DVD.
You have that.
I have it recorded from TV.
Holy shit.
The Holy Grail. I've also got the 86 version as well, I think.
Have you really?
Yeah.
I watched it and I felt like I'd entered another fucking dimension.
I will bust them out. I've got them somewhere.
It is unbelievable.
Did you say bust a nut?
Busting nut. Over the ass, man.
So, I'm going to give a little spoiler to the audience. This is how epic this award ceremony is. This is where Vince McMahon's stand back comes from.
Oh, brilliant. I'm sold. I am sold.
And here's the kicker. If you think that's the most epic thing on that show, you are very much mistaken. There are so many epic moments on that show. It's unbelievable.
How about this? You have picked the next theme for me to do. Should we announce it now?
Go for it.
What was it? It's
Biscuits and Gravy. And it is
Jesse and
Festus. In the style of James Blunt.
Absolutely, yes.
In the style of James Blunt.
Yeah, man.
Yes.
What, like beautiful?
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
So
I want a proper sonnet.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's going to be beautiful. I'm going to do that. I might even sit on a beach with my top off.
And slowly just take your watch off and jump into the River Stour.
Yes. But with that, I'm gonna throw something else in.
Oh.
You can pick a song from that Slammy Awards, and I will also do that.
Fucking hell.
Do you know what? There are so many good ones that it's really hard to pick.
You haven't even got to think now. You can
Bro, I'm going to go for one straight off the top of my head.
go for it.
I'm going to go for it. It is the WWF Superstars, but fronted by Coco Beware. You should know what this is immediately,
I know what
Johnny.
this is, yeah.
Pole Driver.
Pile driver, yes.
There we go. That's all of our topics announced for the next episode. And we haven't even started our first topic yet.
And what I'd like everyone to do at home is get their YouTubes ready. And I'd like everyone to, when Johnny starts next episode, to have the YouTube music video going at the same time.
Even better, if you want to do this is a lot of hard work, so you don't have to. But you all record yourself singing along to it, and I'll make it into one big long music video. Which I don't think will happen, but
Has anyone seen the music video?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Should have got an
even
Emmy.
better, I might even dress like Coco Beware while I sing it next time.
Do it. Are we ready to start?
We're ready. Yes.
I think because I'm going to make a hasty exit after top threes and best, that's why we've done that, guys.
Yeah, no worries. Absolutely
that's
fine.
Okay.
Right then.
Do you want a brief history of ECW?
Yeah, go for it. So what we're going to go and do first is, as always, is our top threes, and with this one, it's our top 3 ECW wrestlers. Over to you, Johnny.
Right, ECW. Brief history. It was founded in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania in 1992 by Todd Gordon. The promotion showcased various styles ranging from lucha libre to hardcore wrestling, and soon became the number 3 promotion in the United States. ECW has its origins in 1989 under the banner Tri-State Wrestling Alliance, owned by Joel Goodhart. In 1992, Goodhart sold his share of the company to Todd Gordon, who renamed it Eastern Championship Wrestling. When Eastern Championship Wrestling was founded, it was a member of the NWA. Shane Douglas would throw the title down, and shortly after, it would be sold to ECW head booker Paul Heyman. The following years, ECW would have a working agreement with the WWF, regularly trading talent until 2001 when they would go out of business. The end.
There we go. Beautiful.
Sorry, while you were doing that, I just
Yes.
would like to tell the audience, me and Stu watching on silent Pole Driver. The
I had a
video.
feeling you were.
So, who would like to go first for this?
As it was your pick, would you like to go?
Oh, why not? Why not indeed? And so, for my, because in reverse order, for my number 3 pick, I have gone with the legendary Tazz.
A human suplex machine.
Absolutely. Previously known as Kid Crush, the Tasmaniac, and the Tasmanian Devil himself. The one thing that did always make me laugh was the fact that obviously Tazz was only 5'9" tall, but he was billed at £240. which always cracked me up.
Can I just interject something there really quick?
Yeah.
Has anyone ever watched the Royal Rumble 2001 and seen the guy with the sign? He continuously changes signs.
I think I know who you're on about.
He's in the crowd.
Yes,
Right.
I think I remember.
I think he's former ECW.
Okay.
Every time, I don't know how many signs he's got. This is a tangent, right? I don't know how many signs he's got, but every single person who comes out, he's nearly got a sign for.
Yeah.
And just when you did that, I had this vision when you talked about how short he was. His sign for Tazz was, "My crap is bigger than Tazz." As he
I think
come
I
out.
remember this.
Do you remember that?
Yeah.
It was right on screen. You could see the security guard keep grabbing him. And I don't know where this guy was getting them from, but he had like
Legend.
30.
He was probably
Fair
writing
play.
them out while he was there.
Yeah. Sorry.
That's all right, no worries. You can quite honestly say Tazz was never really the stereotypical profile of a wrestler. He wasn't that big guy, the massive, muscly, 6 foot plus kind of guy. And only 5'9", quite frankly, that didn't mean shit to Tazz. He was an absolute wrecking ball.
Yeah.
Absolute wrecking ball. He made his professional debut in 1987, June 3rd, in San Juan, Puerto Rico in the early 90s, and he wrestled for IWCCW. In 91, he would join the CWA, leaving with his fellow friend and wrestler Tony Rumble and go on tour with New Japan. In the same year, he made his early WWF debut, where he was defeated by Ray Odyssey.
Really?
Yeah.
Didn't know that.
I didn't know that.
See, occasionally I will bust out a nugget of info.
Yes.
In 95, during a show for, at the time, Eastern Championship Wrestling, he received a spike pile driver from Dean Malenko, which Tazz even stated happened so fast that he couldn't get his arm up to protect himself, causing him a serious neck injury. And I got this from a quote online. According to Tommy Dreamer, the hospital staff couldn't believe with an injury that serious that he just walked into the hospital.
Yeah, he just walked into the emergency room.
They were absolutely dumbstruck. Again, that's a testament to how tough Tazz actually was.
Yeah.
He was just fucking hard as nails. I love the guy.
Yeah, I do.
Especially through, his ECW career was fucking outstanding. Yeah. And he was just a solid worker.
I think it's best to leave his ECW work and not go any further, don't you?
Yeah, I flat out don't want to acknowledge anything after that because it was a travesty.
I think apart from the Kurt Angle win, I think after that we've just got a complete derail.
Yeah.
Such a great
Yeah.
Just something I'd like to add. We have like the Wrecking Machine, Suplex Wrecking Machine, don't we? But what we do have is we start off with the Tasmaniac.
Yeah.
Just thinking that. Yeah.
Right? So we actually have a totally different character that starts off, and then Tazz actually morphs into a very early modern version of a mixed martial artist.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
And goes quite serious. So he goes from being like almost like this barbarian, crazy sort of animalistic character to this very serious character, and it's a testament to him that he did that.
Yeah, absolutely. Just, like I said, just solid worker. I think you'd be very, especially for his ECW career, I think you'd be very hard pushed to find a shit match of his.
I think one of the ones which I think was really sad, and I hate to bring someone up just in case they're on anyone's list, but he never got on with Sabu, apparently, according to himself.
Yeah.
And I think that damaged their chemistry in the ring a lot. They had good matches, but I think they could have had something really epic.
They could have had something incredibly special.
Yeah,
which is a shame.
Do you agree with that, Johnny?
Yeah, I do. Yeah.
I just wanted to quickly end that on his ECW title accomplishments. That he was a 2-time world heavyweight champion, 2-time FTW heavyweight champion. One of those was inaugural. 1 world television champion and 3 times tag team champion, twice with Kevin Sullivan and once with Sabu, which was quite a shocker, obviously, knowing that him and Sabu never really got on.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's my first pick. Tazz, the absolute legend and the suplex wrecking machine.
Great pick. And now, obviously, you've got Hook, his son.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I mean, you can definitely see the similarities between him and Hook.
I feel a little bit sorry for Hook. I feel like he come in with massive momentum, has sort of petered out a little bit. I hope things pick up again for him.
I do.
Yeah.
I do.
Anyone agree with that?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah?
Yeah. Who wants to go next?
I'll go next if you want. You all right with that, Johnny?
I'm all right with that.
Okay, so I actually had to talk to Stu about this to see if this was allowed, didn't I?
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
Oh, yeah, straight away said,
Right.
yeah, absolutely.
So, one of the first real game-changing gimmicks that was in ECW, or Eastern Championship Wrestling at the time, was the Public Enemy.
Yeah.
Now, can anyone remember their names?
No.
I bet Johnny can.
Flyboy Rocco Rock
Yep,
and Johnny Grunge.
exactly.
Yes.
Well done. So, these two were almost like the innovators of grabbing foreign objects in matches, and we're in a different time now, but the stereotypical thing of them was they were white men trying to be almost, without being horrible, black, weren't they?
Yeah.
Well, they were.
Yeah,
they were hip hop.
They were trying to portray that street gang image.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because what happens is, and the reason why I go on to that is because the gangsters get involved with them,
Yeah.
which is New Jack.
Yeah.
And I'm sure they had a feud where they found it an insult. Was that right?
Yeah, I think,
They certainly had a feud early on.
Yeah.
Yeah. And, but they're innovators. They were the innovators of ECW. When it was Eastern Championship Wrestling, when it was about to go to Extreme Championship Wrestling, they were already doing it.
Yeah.
And they were already getting that raucous crowd up.
Yeah.
They'd come down with their theme music, and you had that ECW vibe immediately.
Yeah. Everyone was waving their hands in the crowd.
Yeah. You immediately had that indie feel of ECW.
Yeah. Do you remember the time when all the fans entered the ring?
Yeah.
Like, everyone in the whole ring just collapsed.
Right, so...
Oh, shit, yeah!
Yep, right, so I'm going to go on from that, okay? So, the Public Enemy were involved in two of what you see as the biggest moments from ECW, craziest moments.
Right.
One of them is with, I cannot remember the person because, as you know, guys, I do this without no notes. I know Terry Funk was involved. And it was against Public Enemy, and a group of them ushered the chairs.
Yes.
And all the chairs come in.
Oh, yeah.
Do you remember all the chairs coming in? That was the Public Enemy.
It was Mick, wasn't it?
I think it was Cactus Jack.
It might have been Cactus
it was
Jack.
Cactus Jack, yeah.
Yep. But the Public Enemy was involved.
Yeah.
And the other one is the one that you just mentioned. They had a dance in the ring. I believe it was the Public Enemy who was dancing in the ring. All the fans come in and the fucking ring collapsed.
Yeah.
On live TV, and it was just an epic moment. You see them replayed all the time.
Yeah.
Their career after ECW, they never fit anywhere.
Yeah.
Really.
They went to
WCW.
I didn't mind some of their street fights they had with the Nasty Boys.
Yep.
They weren't too bad, but apart from that...
Yep. And they attempted to have feuds with Harlem Heat and all your regular tag teams of WCW from that period, but they never fit.
Yeah.
No.
There was... WCW tried with them, but they didn't fit that mould. They were proper indie ECW talent. They tried again to go to another promotion. They went to WWF, and there was an altercation between them and the Acolytes.
Yeah.
There was an altercation. I can't remember what happened, but it ended up with, I'm sure, them getting fired.
Yeah, I think so.
I think the Acolytes were not happy with...
them.
Yeah, we're not happy with some of their backstage antics or something like that. And they, quite frankly, bullied them in the ring. They took it
Oh, they absolutely
upon themselves to beat them up. But they are legends, and sadly, they died both very young. I think they died in the early 2000s.
Yeah. Another thing, they were like almost the innovators of bringing the tables.
Yes, what I said. What they did was, Johnny, Eastern Championship Wrestling was beginning to turn. We'll mention someone else probably later, so I know he's probably on your list.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, Eastern Championship Wrestling began to turn because of people like that.
Yeah.
They got the crowd going, they got the crowd involved, and we began to get that raucous atmosphere. We began to get the foreign objects involved. Hardcore become a thing.
Eastern became extreme.
Yeah. Based off of the Public Enemy, really.
Yeah.
And they don't get enough credit. So that's my pick for that, guys.
Yeah.
Brilliant. Yeah,
Lovely.
absolutely brilliant pick, yeah.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Over to you, Johnny.
Right. My first pick, I feel like we're going to have a few of the same here throughout this, but
Absolutely fine.
it's fine. Now, my first pick, I have gone for the whole effing show. Mr. Monday Night, Mr. Pay-Per-View, RVD, Rob Van Dam.
I've got him as well.
Oh,
Brilliant. Not much to be said here, is
No.
there?
Debuted January 1996 against Axel Rotten. He was this cocky heel, had his whole career pretty much in ECW. He was the one who stayed there, didn't leave anyway. He had great matches with everybody. His style was very different at the time. He was coming out with moves that I'd never seen before. Van Terminator, the 5-star frog splash, the split-legged moonsault. He had a great rivalry with Sabu, and then they went to become a tag team with Bill Alfonso. They had great matches with Eliminators. He had matches with Tazz, Lance Storm, Jerry Lynn, Bam Bam Bigelow, Rhino.
I've got, most of those. Lance Storm, Sabu, Doug Furness, Too Cold Scorpio,
That's
Sandman.
right.
Yeah.
Brilliant feud with Tommy Dreamer.
Yeah. He beat Bam Bam Bigelow for the TV title and nearly held it for 2 years. He was one of the first guys to invade the WWF, along with Jerry the King Lawler.
I'm so glad you've got that in.
1997. Yeah. Even though he was with ECW, he turned on them and represented the WWF.
Yeah.
He's a great wrestler. Not always maybe the best talker, but went on to become a bigger star once he left ECW.
It was really interesting that they chose Rob Van Dam, WWF, because he was on the rise, but they obviously saw something in him because he wasn't their main man.
Yeah.
When he was with Jerry Lawler.
Yeah.
He wasn't their main man yet. Everyone was watching him and going, this guy's amazing, but he wasn't. You had bigger stars.
Yeah.
And WWE chose to do the angle with Van Dam, which was really interesting.
Which shows they saw something special in him.
Yes.
Really did. I mean, like you said, from the whole alliance, the invasion storyline, straight away, he was over.
Yeah. It was so good because you were getting wrestlers turning up on each promotion. And it worked really well.
Yeah. I mean, there was always, from certain other wrestlers from, sort of WCW and ECW that were involved in the invasion storyline. There was always that 50-50 split with the crowd. Some would, 50% cheer, 50% boos. You could always hear the two. Van Dam, however, cheered.
Yeah.
Straight off.
Straight away. There was he was the man that everyone wanted to come into WWE. Yeah. If you go back and you watch, there'll be certain signs around about 90s, maybe 98 to all the way to 2000s. A lot of them will be like, it's really interesting, like, HBK, please come back. Yeah. And the other one will be RVD. Yeah. You'll see them in the crowds all the time. Just
like RVD 420.
Yeah. There'll be, when everyone had a sign, just keep an eye out in the crowds when you're fixated on the signs, and there will always be an RVD sign, which I think speaks volumes.
Yeah. I mean, it's the easiest ones to spot because it's always got the yin-yang in it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was usually I think this was because Vince never took any notice. They never really put anything on them, most fans. Vince just, I don't think, knew what it was.
No.
Because that used to never get taken down, did it? You would see other people's signs occasionally pop up. Like someone might put McMahon fears Bischoff, and that would come off a TV quick. Or a Hogan sign. But the RVD sign was always in the crowds, like the whole pay-per-view. It's really interesting.
Well, it's his crowd pops. Every time he's come back from an injury or he's made a special appearance and this, that, and the other. I mean, it's always as soon as you hear that for his entrance music, and then One of a Kind. Man, the crowd pops he's always had. They're epic, absolutely epic.
Theme in ECW, it was Pantera, wasn't it? Walk. But yes, it was. Yeah,
in ECW? Yeah, it was. Yeah.
Can't remember.
Oh, I love Pantera. But yeah, I've got nothing else to add to that, man. You know. He's my number 2 pick as well. He's my number 2 pick.
Lovely.
And he was one of yours?
That was his turn.
That was mine.
Yeah, he's my number 2, so it's straight over to you, mate.
Is it really?
Yeah, man.
Who shall I go for here?
Can I ask you one favour first?
Yep.
Can we please get rid of that fucking picture of Hulk Hogan that's stuck on your tablet?
Why is it doing that? It's supposed to be playing music.
It's finished.
Oh, damn.
No, good. I've just had the video for that playing in front of me and it's really putting me off. Prick.
Okay, I'm going to go for this guy. I know that he's on one person's list. I'm going to go for the franchise Shane Douglas.
Okay.
Anyone got him?
I've got him as my best champion.
Do you want to do... We can both do this then?
We can both throw it
because
in.
we've both chosen.
Well, you go and then I'll just fill bits in.
Fucks us for the next topic.
Similar to the Public Enemy for me.
The
Genesis.
It was a close for mine, to be honest. He was very close to being the top 3 for me.
So you have the NWA title come into Eastern Championship Wrestling. And I think... I can't remember who the 2 people are, but there are 2 people representing the NWA, aren't there?
Yeah, I can't remember.
In the crowds. And they keep going on about the lineage of that title. All old names like Ric Flair and Steamboat, Harley Race, all these people. Now, Paul Heyman, as we know, is a real rebel at this point. And Shane Douglas wins the Eastern Championship Wrestling title or the NWA title. There was something going on, wasn't there, Johnny?
Yeah, it was like a working agreement, I think. The NWA stepped in with their title to help. I don't really know the ins and outs of it, or I can't quite remember. But
however, the NWA were double-crossed. Did you know this was a double-cross?
Yeah.
No.
Right. So Shane Douglas gets on the microphone after winning and talks about how wonderful this title is and the lineage of people like Flair, Harley Race, Steamboat. And then he does the switch, which obviously Paul Heyman was behind. They wanted this rebellion, counterculture. And he talks about how wonderful to be with these names and associate. And then he suddenly switches and goes, and they can all kiss my ass. Throws the NWA title on the floor and says, I am the ECW champion. And then the first time we really hear big ECW chants. Yeah. It is the genesis of ECW.
That's what kickstarted the whole revolution.
Right, okay.
Yeah.
And I believe that he was the record holder for having the most title reigns.
I think yes, he did, from 1995 to 1997.
Yep, and he also held it the most, I believe. He was their big. He was like their stalwart.
Yeah, because he had the career before where he was in WWF for a short amount of time.
Yeah.
And then he was in WCW for a while as a skateboarder. And was it the Dynamic Dudes? I think he was part of.
With
I can't remember what his name is.
I don't know.
Don't ya?
No.
Who has just recently got done with Vince McMahon?
Done?
John somebody.
Oh, what, Leonidas?
Yeah. They were a tag team.
Holy shit.
They were skateboarders.
Was this the one Punk took the piss out of?
Yes, the Dynamic
right,
Dudes.
no, I remember now. Yes. Oh, shit, yeah.
Yep.
Oh, fuck, I forget that.
And you think of Shane Douglas having that terrible gimmick.
Oh, God.
And then he moves on to become one of the innovators of ECW.
Yeah.
Wow.
And Todd Gordon goes with it.
Fair play.
He obviously had Francine in his corner as well.
Yep.
He was basically like a
He also had, just quickly, because I'm quite passionate about this, he also had Sherry in his corner for a little while.
He did, yeah. He was like a high school jerk in a way, kind of, the way he kind of carried himself.
Proper jock bully.
Yeah.
I see him as a new school, at the time, version of Flair, actually.
Okay.
And he hated Flair as well.
Yeah, and that's what's interesting, because he was almost Flair, where I'm better than everybody else, I'm the franchise, I'm this, and he was sort of a reincarnation of Flair when he first started his whole gimmick in the NWA. Which is fascinating, because those two didn't like each other, and that was as far away as he wanted to go.
Okay.
From, today's Ric Flair in 1993. Does anyone agree with that?
Yeah. Actually, yeah. Yeah, it's a good analogy, actually. Yeah.
Because you remember when Flair started in NWA and he was on those sort of live shows and he would talk about how well dressed he was and his limousine riding and he's all that. The franchise was very similar in the way that he said he was untouchable and amazing.
Actually, that's really, I can see that really, really well.
Things I got on here was
I'll let Johnny do
I
this.
think he was the most technical out of all the ECW champions.
Yep.
He had great feuds with Terry Funk, Sabu, Sandman, Tazz, and Bam Bam Bigelow. He didn't need to be hardcore. He was just this natural heel, I felt like. He won 6 titles when he was there as well, so I think that was the most.
Yeah, I think that he won the most ECW championships.
Yeah.
That is true. I did see that come up when I had a look for ECW champions. Yes, he held the most.
And you could say guys like the Sandman, Tazz, RVD, Sabu and Raven were the major players of ECW, but the franchise was the sole reason it all happened to begin with.
Also, we hear the conscience of the WWF with The Undertaker. Is there an argument that Shane Douglas was the conscience of ECW?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
He was the stalwart.
Yeah.
Yes, he tried to go in 95, it didn't work.
No.
But he came back and he was always the go-to guy if ever you needed, similar to Taker.
Yeah.
If ever you needed to put the belt on someone, sort of safe bet.
Yeah.
In my opinion.
I did read as well that he was quite the voice of reason, that voice of reason in the locker room as well, that would keep people in check, shall we say.
Another underrated talent.
Yeah,
there are
massively.
certain people on this list that everyone sees as synonymous with ECW, and he, for me, personally, is too low down. You know where you get certain individuals, we can talk about them later, where you would go, he's ECW.
Yeah.
I don't think his name comes up strong enough.
I don't think it does, no. When it should do.
Yes.
Yeah, massively. Yeah. Awesome pick.
Brilliant.
Yeah. Right, down to my final one. My number one pick. I've picked this guy not because, he was... in all honesty, he didn't hold that many titles in ECW, to be fair, but just out of dedication to wanting to push a promotion. My number one pick's Terry Funk.
I've got him so.
Okay.
Yeah, it was...
Funker.
Absolutely, what a legend. As I've got... there was so much I could write about this, but I had to keep it short because there was such a detailed backstory.
I'm going to let you go and I'm going to say one thing.
Yeah.
And one sentence only.
Yeah.
Brought legitimacy to ECW.
Absolutely. After a brief appearance in WCW Slamboree and a match against Tully Blanchard in 93, Terry Funk was approached to ask if he'd be happy to help out an upcoming indie promotion, ECW. And like I said, I am struggling to keep this all short because there was a hell of a lot of backstory behind that. Funk had given fucking years of service before this to, all across New Japan. He'd previously been in WWF, WCW, NWA, AJPW, All Japan Pro Wrestling. Every indie circuit promotion you could go, this guy has done it all. Not just for titles or not for cash grabs. This guy does it because he's loved doing what he does. And he took the opportunity. He jumped. He went straight to ECW just because he wanted to help out an upcoming promotion.
Yeah.
I mean, that alone to me speaks volume. He headlined ECW's first ever pay-per-view, Barely Legal, in 97. In September 1997 in Amarillo, Texas, his hometown. A one-off show to honour the Funk brothers, Terry and Dory, and obviously their father, Dory Sr. And I actually took a screenshot, which I just wanted to read out, and it was the card that they had for this, the Terry Funk tribute show.
Oh, yeah, I know.
And holy shit, I mean, your opening match is a singles match, and it's Kanemaru versus Roadkill, Tazz versus Chris Candido, the Youngbloods and the Bushwhackers. You got Balls Mahoney with the Sandman and against Bubba Ray Dudley. You've also got Dory Funk Jr. Against Rob Van Dam, Mankind versus Sabu, Hakushi Hayabusa with Tanaka against the Headhunters, and finally the headliner, which again this screams volumes for Terry Funk and how much he was loved. I mean, these are guys from all different promotions.
Yeah, and the WWF for allowing this. Yeah,
you've got Bret Hart against Terry Funk himself in a no DQ match.
Yeah, and that is a fantastic match.
It is. It's fucking brilliant. It's so good.
WrestleFest.
Yeah.
Yes. It's a Terry Funk memorial. It's supposed to be his retirement.
Yeah.
One of them.
Yeah.
What I didn't realise is before this had all happened, Paul Heyman took a collection from everyone that was part of ECW backstage and all the wrestlers, and also everyone else that appeared or that was going to appear at this tribute show for Funk. And they got him a personalised ECW World Heavyweight Championship title, and all it said on there was obviously his name and lifetime champion.
Didn't they do something around that time as well for Terry Funk for Brian Hildebrand? Because he had cancer.
Yeah, there was something.
Yeah.
Yes.
I don't know if it was the same show.
I think it was a different
show. It was
show.
a different show, but it was similar to that.
Yeah. Funk's love of his craft is just, is cemented in history. And what he did for ECW, just to try and give it its name, to try and make it what it is, I think just, to me, personally, that speaks volume.
Yeah, I can only give one specific sentence to it, and it's a powerful sentence, and it speaks more than I can say.
Yeah.
Legitimised the whole company.
Yeah, absolutely.
Terry Funk's name there made people take notice. Middle-aged and crazy, former NWA.
Yeah. I think that sums him up perfectly, man.
I remember around this time as well, he was working for ECW, but he also appeared on a WCW pay-per-view. I think it was like Slamboree Legends. If you go read that,
that's it. Yeah,
and I remember the crowd were just chanting ECW the whole time.
That's something we can talk about, because what actually happens is this movement of ECW begins to filter into the big promotions. They're not necessarily taking notice at first, but we talked about this last episode.
Yeah.
What happens is whenever they go into areas like Philadelphia, you have this hardcore fan base.
Becomes borderline cult-like.
Yeah. And one of the first times I remember seeing it happen was King of the Ring, 95.
Yeah.
I remember the crowds, when you look now, because you always had the sign guy, the guy with the hat. Do you remember the guy with the straw hat?
The Faith No More guy?
Yeah.
With the long hair?
Yeah, with the sunglasses.
Yeah.
He looked a bit like Dude Love.
Yes.
Yeah.
Jim Martin.
There was that front row.
Big, sick, ugly Jim Martin.
That would suddenly
awesome
turn up and there'd be the front row in a WWF show as well. And it was so weird. And they would take over. I mean, if you go back and watch the WWF, at the time, there was a takeover beginning to happen.
Yeah.
Really was. And it was not just the wrestlers, it was the crowds.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Mm-hmm. The crowds were starting to invade the big promotions, and they were starting to cause problems where they could not deny anymore that this regional promotion existed. It was too loud.
Yeah.
And Paul Heyman would even, I don't know if anyone's got this down, Paul Heyman would even phone in to live WWF telephone things and get on and start slamming WWF and start promoting ECW.
Oh, right.
Have you ever heard those?
No.
He did it to Vince once. I don't know if it was planned. Right. But he did it to Vince once, and he said his name was something like Bruce from New York. And he started, and Vince went, "This is not Bruce from New York." He went, "This is not Bruce from New York."
Legend.
It was all great.
Yeah.
It was all great.
No, it's
Right.
good.
That's my number one pick.
Okay.
It's-
I've still got 2 picks left, I think.
Have you?
I have.
Have you?
I think one of them might be...
That was,
Yes,
Because I've gone now.
Yeah.
I'm finished.
Oh, right, okay. So I'll go for this one, because I don't think you've got this one. I've gone for the Dudley Boys.
Ooh.
Devon and Bubba Ray, and a whole family of other ones. Big Dick Dudley, Spike Dudley. I can't even remember the other names of the other Dudleys. I think there was about 10 of them at one point.
Obsession with Big Dick.
Big Dick and Ass Man.
That was amazing, the Dudley Boys in ECW. It was
They
like a
were
whole mega
awesome.
family.
Yeah.
They were wild and out of control. And they were one of the most hated teams in the company.
Mm-hmm.
They would insult the crowd so much that even at Heatwave 99, they nearly started a full-on riot.
Yep. I always remember, Johnny, don't know if you've seen that one, where one of them calls like one of the women, there's a mother and a daughter in the crowd.
Yeah.
And one of them says like, "Did your mother teach you how to blowjob?"
That's
or
right,
something like that. And
Wow.
and the people go mental.
Yeah.
They go full throttle, and they're not afraid for people to take swings at them.
Nah.
The fans were spitting at them
Yep.
all the time. And they'd even try and jump the railings to fight them.
Christ.
They had some great matches. There was Dudley's versus the Eliminators at their first pay-per-view, which is great. Dudley's versus Tommy Dreamer and Sandman.
Awesome.
You got Bubba versus Devon at November to Remember 96, which is actually really good as well. You got matches with New Jack and Spike Dudley. The list goes on. It's short and sweet, but yeah, go check them out.
Such a good career in ECW.
Full on,
absolutely awesome.
hardcore tag team.
Yeah.
And when they came to WWF, I was worried because I didn't think they'd be able to just be themselves anymore.
I thought
And they
that'd
weren't.
be the end of it.
Early on, when they did the whole stutter thing,
Yeah.
and they were in tie-dye, I don't think it worked.
No.
It was when they started to wear the camouflage shirts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I always remember a turning point maybe at Royal Rumble 2000.
Yes.
They got on the mic and they started to talk about one of the mayors who everyone hated being the greatest person ever, and you should all love this mayor, and it was he.
Oh, yeah.
So yeah, that's it. Short and sweet.
Nice.
There we go.
There we go.
There we go.
Is that our top threes done?
I think so.
I think we've just got one champion left, haven't we?
Well, yeah. In that case, it's over to our next topic, which is our best ECW champion.
Yep.
For those that haven't already gone.
Yes.
I think what we'll do is we'll have some honourable mentions here.
Yeah. Well, I mean, what, for the top three or the...
Just for everything.
right.
Like people who we can pick out who were legends of ECW. We've missed a lot of people.
Two that I had written down as honourable mentions. Or one of you guys picked already, which was the franchise.
Yeah.
You know, like I said, I was very close to putting him in there, but I just enjoyed the other three guys a lot more than Shane Douglas. The other one you briefly touched on earlier as well, which was Rhino.
Yeah, underrated.
I liked Rhino.
Underrated. Badly used in WWE, but really, really kept the ball rolling for ECW in the later years. Yeah.
Yeah.
He was their champion. He was their dominant force. And even though ECW was on its way down, Rhino's stock was actually rising.
Yeah, yeah.
But WWF at the time did not capitalise on it. And it's such a shame.
Yeah.
He was what Goldberg would want to be.
Yeah, it's another one of those, golden opportunities that slipped through WWE's hands.
I also liked Steve Corino, who was with Rhino at the time as well.
Yes. I didn't feel with the other people it was fair to put him on.
Yeah.
So I never put him on. Sandman. Now, I'm not a fan of the Sandman, but the Sandman epitomises ECW.
Yeah.
I always had issues with him on mic.
I just don't think he's a good talent.
No, but
that's my opinion.
With the ECW, when it went to Extreme Championship, he personified it.
He fitted in.
Yeah, I get the gimmick, and he was absolutely perfect for ECW.
Yeah.
And banging use of Metallica's Enter Sandman as well.
Yep.
You couldn't have picked a better thing for him to come out to, really.
Tommy Dreamer.
I'm just about to say Tommy Dreamer. Yeah.
Tommy Dreamer, the heart and soul of ECW, rejected by the fans early on, had to be literally whipped in the middle of the ring by the Sandman.
Yeah, that's brutal.
To try and get over in an emotional storyline. Eventually gets over against Raven when he does the pose.
Yep.
And the ECW fans finally accept him.
Yeah.
He's the heart and soul of ECW.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just Incredible and Lance Storm, the Impact players. I really enjoyed these.
Not for me.
I really liked these.
I'm with James on that.
You did. I see this as the later part of ECW where, for me, the only person who's keeping the ball rolling is Rhino and RVD.
So you can take your 2 picks off.
I agree. I agree with him. That's my opinion.
I don't. Fuck off.
New Jack.
Not a fan.
Do you know what? I'm not a fan.
He epitomised ECW.
Yes.
But you can't help but watch his matches because they're just fucking insane.
I just think he's an arsehole. I'm sorry.
Oh yeah, there is that and all. Yeah, I will agree with that.
I've seen him recently actually get a sharp object and stab someone in the middle of the ring.
Yeah.
And for me, I just blacklisted him.
Too much.
Bam Bam Bigelow?
Yep. Another one who legitimises the company.
Yep.
Who comes in at the right time and legitimises it. Had an amazing match with Tazz where they went through the ring.
Yeah.
And I believe it might have been Bam Bam that emerged. Was it Tazz or Bam Bam? One of them emerged to pin the other.
Not sure. So as James rightfully said, our next subject is we're going to be discussing our best ECW champion picked by each of us.
Yeah.
I have a strange feeling that we may... one or two of us might have the same one.
Well, Johnny's already had to go, so...
Yeah, done that, yeah.
And me and you have got the same one, haven't we?
Johnny, if you just wanted to reiterate what you said earlier and who you picked.
Shane Douglas. Yeah. That's it, really.
Yeah, good pick. Yeah. My pick, I'm pretty sure, is the same as yours.
It is.
Yeah. Myself and James have gone for Raven.
Yes.
And an interesting fact.
His name's not Raven.
Yes, that as well. This was my second pick that I didn't read out earlier.
It's so difficult because there's so many that you can pick.
Yeah.
The reason, and I'm just going to go because I'm going to do short sentences because Stu's got all the information. The reason why I picked Raven is absolute mastermind of psychology.
Yeah.
So easy as a champion to have that belt and go into really complex storylines with it. And at the time when he had that belt, some of the storylines, I believe there's ones with Dreamer and the Sandman.
I've got them written down. Yeah.
And the one with the Sandman, I believe, wasn't it to his son?
He turned his...
It was a really controversial because it had the Jesus...
The crucifixion.
Yes.
Yeah, the storyline involved his wife and his son, and but it was like the early incarnation of the Raven's flock.
Yeah. So Raven, just quickly, and I'm going to let Stu carry on. Scott Levy has the idea of Edgar Allan Poe. He comes up with, quote, the Raven nevermore. But what he does fantastically is he brings Edgar Allan Poe into 90s counter culture.
Yeah, brilliant. Absolutely brilliant news. Yeah.
Done.
Quote
Off you go.
Yeah, one thing I didn't have that I didn't actually know after doing a lot of research about Raven is throughout his entire career, he's held more than 60 titles.
Wow, didn't realise there was that many.
Yeah, I do believe 26 of them were WWE Hardcore titles.
Oh no, I think he has the most reigns as Hardcore champion.
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure it's 30 something.
Ah, right, okay. But yeah, so throughout his career, he's held 60 titles. But in ECW, he held an ECW Heavyweight Championship twice. And he was a 4-time ECW Tag Team Champion, twice which with Stevie Richards, once with Tommy Dreamer, and once with Mike Awesome. He is, as James rightly said, he's one of the all-time greats on the microphone and could easily not just hold a crowd in the palm of his hand, but his opponent as well. To even the point where, commentator was just dumbstruck, just completely silent. Every time he spoke on a microphone, it was captivating, absolutely captivating. His psychological beatdowns of, his opponents, and especially with his feuds. And like James said, the two that I picked in particular was from 96 to 97 is his feud with the Sandman, and also 95 to 96 with Tommy Dreamer. Hands down, I think the best, me personally, and obviously for James, I think hands down the best champion at ECW I've ever had.
The reason I picked him, Stu, is because whenever you faced Raven, there were 2 matches going on.
Yeah.
There was a match before anyone even touched each other or started a wrestling match. You had the psychological match, which Raven was a master of, and it would impact the physical match. Raven was a manipulator. He was a cult leader, and he was fantastic, and he was so different in that way. He made shows where the promos felt like matches. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Because he would cause so much grief and suffering to an individual and distress that by the time they got to the match, they were nearly a broken man.
Yeah, couldn't agree more.
Yeah.
And where you could go with that uniqueness made it so captivating to actually get to the match.
Yeah.
And you never knew who was going to be on Raven's side. You never knew who he might have influenced. Because there were certain times where certain people got influenced and brainwashed into the cult, and it was so well done. It wasn't hokey. It was realistic. It was grunge, 90s style.
Or you look at this difference from obviously his early WWF days with, was it Johnny Polo?
Johnny Polo, and then it was Scotty Flamingo.
How the hell did you go from that to Raven?
Right,
That's brilliant.
So the idea is obviously, I believe he got fired. I think that he tried to go to WCW, or he might have gone to WCW first, right? He then went to WWF, I believe, and then was Johnny Polo. I think he was fired, or he left, and he pitched the Raven character, and some of you might not know this, to Jim Cornette at Smoke Him Out in Wrestling.
Right.
And he never got it.
Okay.
And Jim Cornette's loss was Paul Heyman's gain.
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. I've got nothing else to say, to be honest.
No, just all I've got is the feud with Tommy Dreamer. It was from their it was like a childhood friends they were.
Yeah.
They brought in Beulah McGillicuddy, made it more personal. She was like this fat girl from summer camp that Tommy Dreamer wanted nothing to do with.
And also, just a quick thing, Johnny, because I will be off here in a second, guys. But that feud, they come back to that feud all the time.
Yeah, absolutely.
They even won every match for 3 years.
Yeah, and they just kept coming back to it. That's why Raven was so innovative. You could just bring him straight back into a feud that he'd had with somebody, and they'd play off for the backstory a little.
Yeah.
So
it was
good.
awesome.
Yeah.
Absolutely awesome. Yeah.
There we have it.
There we go.
Extreme.
There we go. There endeth our ECW segments.
There we go.
We are, however, going to go straight into a little bit of a competition announcement. A little while back, I announced that our fantastic friends at 3 Count Wrestling have given us a number of The Rock DVDs.
The most electrifying DVD in
sports entertainment.
Yeah, I was trying to think of technology.
It's basically the chronicles of one Dwayne The Rock Johnson.
Yes.
Got some brilliant content on it as well, which I do believe Johnny is going to talk a bit about.
The DVD is a free DVD box set. Running time 5 hours and 54 minutes.
Not that long.
No. And it features a number of matches from the debut from the Survivor Series 1996 versus Triple H in a ladder match from SummerSlam 98.
Oh, I always forget about that one.
The Mankind Royal Rumble 99 I Quit match versus Austin at Backlash 99 versus Ric Flair, Brock Lesnar, Hulk Hogan, and a number of other matches involved.
Oh, yeah.
As well as a documentary.
Yeah. It's a great DVD. And as I said, it was a simple question. Let's try that section again.
Yes.
So, we've just had to go on our Facebook page and actually have a look at what question I wrote, which was...
we forgot.
The Rock played what character in The Mummy Returns?
Yes.
And it was...
The Scorpion King.
There we go.
Yeah,
and annoyingly, we did actually record this earlier on, and we had names in a pot, and one of us, being me, forgot to press record. So our winner is actually David John Reynolds. Congratulations, David. Once you've listened to this episode, drop us your address, and I will get that posted out to you as soon as possible.
And then you can sit there for 5 hours and 54 minutes, knowing your role.
Yeah.
And watching the Rock DVD.
Laying the smacketh down.
Yes.
There we go. Right, so our next subject.
We've got another DVD to give away shortly as well.
We have.
We've got another 8.
We've got another 8. I'll announce those questions as and when.
Yes.
We are going into our, as I've called it, our shite match review.
Yes. We definitely
Because it is shite.
We need some little music intros, I think, for these topics.
Oh, yeah.
I think, yeah. I'm happy to sing them. Judy Bagwell. I might actually do this.
Do it.
Oh,
so I picked this and I regretted it instantly because it was crap. Purely because James made us watch a crap one previously.
And just so you're aware, James has stepped out.
Yes.
He is no longer here, but he might pop back.
He might do, yes. So our shite match review, because I'm sticking with that as a title.
I think so, yes.
It fits perfectly, because everything we've picked so far has been shite.
Yes.
This comes from... so fucking shit. New Blood Rising, WCW pay-per-view from August 13th, 2000. And it is the amazing Judy Bagwell on originally it was going to be on a pole match.
I don't know how she would have been on the pole.
Well, Canyon actually cut a promo beforehand that they had to put her on a forklift because the battle axes...
That big fat battle axe.
Yeah, was too big to stick on a pole.
Yes.
Yeah. I really haven't got a lot to add for this.
It's horrible, but such a spectacle, you can't take your eyes off it.
Yeah, it was... I stupidly sat and watched the whole pay-per-view.
You did.
And what an absolute shit show it is.
Like the match, it's Canyon versus Buff Bagwell. And the match isn't bad, but it's not great.
It's the stipulation though, isn't it? It's fucking dreadful.
So it's Canyon stalked Buff Bagwell's mum, and then he kidnapped her and challenged Buff Bagwell to a match, so he had the chance to win his mum back.
Or Canyon kept her as a valet.
Yeah.
Now, as far as stipulations go for a match, this has got to be one of the worst. You can have your mum back, or she can be my manager.
I'm sure there must be some law about this somewhere.
Yeah, pretty sure. Yeah, one of them being what you mentioned earlier, which was kidnapping.
Yes.
And stalking is another one.
But one thing is, like, while they're getting Judy Bagwell to stand on this pallet before being lifted into the air on the forklift, surely someone in the back could have, like, thought, this don't look right. Well, Judy, step off.
Did you see how she was so stable on that forklift?
Yes.
Right. Did you see what was round her wrist?
No.
Zip ties.
Oh, okay. Right.
So my instant reaction after spotting those was like, well, what if she does slip?
Yes. Oh, God.
Like, she's just zip tied onto those. They're on both her wrists.
That could have ended very bad.
Yeah, I mean, that is fucking horrendous. I mean, don't get me wrong, health and safety in the 2000s weren't exactly great.
You couldn't get away with that now.
But hell no, absolutely not. One thing I did do, because I love Googling pay-per-views, because you do get sections in there where obviously people will go on to, just write some absolute fucking shite.
Yeah.
Some people actually go and big it up. However, this is not one of them. Now, I can't remember who it was that actually wrote this comment, but please, go on Wikipedia and read up this. And this section falls under reception. So I'm going to read it out. There is a name on it. So, yes, in 2007... Arnold Furious, or 411 Mania, gave the event a rating of 2.5.
Can I just stop? Is that his real name?
I
Arnold
hope so.
Furious.
I hope so. I really do hope so. He gave the event a rating of 2.5, brackets, very bad, stating, one good spot fest, nothing else doing. Fire Russo, clap, 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 is now gotten to the point where I can't watch any more shows Russo has booked. So this is my final WCW flashback. I was planning on going all the way through, but it's such a waste of my fucking time and energy. It's so depressing. I think I'll do something else instead. Anything else. Thanks for the memories, WCW. Rot in hell.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't remember this pay-per-view that well. I don't think I've even seen it.
Please watch it.
I will add it to my list.
Now,
yes.
The one thing that I got from this pay-per-view, and as I've put here, in my notes says, I watched the whole pay-per-view, and the best thing I took away from it was, speech brackets, there's a lot of empty seats there. And ironically, most of those seats were from camera to ring.
Wow.
Behind the ring. You can't miss it. And it's not like the odd few. I mean, there's rows.
Yeah.
There's rows. There's big sections of empty seats.
What year was this?
2000.
2000.
It's horrendous. I can't do this anymore. This match is bullshit. I mean, the match itself it's not a bad match.
It's okay.
But the crowd are literally like, what the fuck?
What is going on?
It's someone's mum on a forklift.
God, imagine if she'd fell off.
I know. It's horrendous, isn't it?
But the other thing with Judy Bagwell is she went on to become a tag team champion with Rick Steiner. Well, she didn't actually compete in the match at all. She just stood there.
Yeah.
But yeah, there we go.
Have you got anything else?
No, I think that's it. I don't think there is anything else to say.
We will announce our next short match.
Oh, I think no. James already has.
Oh no, yes, of course he has. Yeah.
The dangerous Dooms, the Dooms.
Oh no, that was the best or worst.
Oh, was that the best or worst?
Yeah. We'll announce it on the community page at some point. You can tell we planned well in advance for this. Anyway, we come to our last subject before the news.
Yes.
Which is, of course, my absolute favourite one, Danhausen Watch.
Danhausen Watch.
Not a lot to say.
I don't think I've seen any Danhausen.
No, he sadly isn't on TV, or so I thought.
Oh!
Now, he did take part in the streaming site Shudder.
Okay.
Which have an awesome series called The Last Drive-In, which is basically vampires stocking blood. A blood drive.
Okay.
And he was a guest on their panel show, which, very entertaining. I will post the link for that. However, he has been incredibly active on Twitter, mostly.
Right.
and I'm just going to read out a few of them. He's, as always, we all know that Danhausen is quite possibly one of the greatest trolls on social media, especially with, the Guns.
The ass boys.
Austin and Cole. Yeah, the ass boys. However, he started branching out to general people now. Okay. And a few other wrestlers. One of my absolute favourite ones recently was somebody who'd actually called him injury prone.
Right.
And deliberately went for the whole stupid thing and actually trolled himself in this tweet as well. Calling Danhausen injury prone after having only 2 injuries in 10 years means 2 things. 1, you are very stupid, very dumb. 2, you are cursed. And 3, after pointing out 2 things, you owe Danhausen $9,000 for being crappy-brained idiot.
Fair enough.
It's annoying, not annoying, it's humorous for me because you can hear his voice while you're reading it.
Yeah, you can, yeah.
He's done another one to Tony Khan.
Okay.
Tony Elite, tell the Warner Brothers, because they're actually real brothers. Tony Elite, tell the Warner Brothers to put Danhausen in a Scooby-Doo movie, or they'll be cursed. He's also decided to pick on the Power Rangers.
Okay.
Yep, Danhausen did not get upgraded first class in his air transportation vehicle because of the Power Rangers, they are now my enemy. Put Danhausen on their show too.
Can you imagine him dressed as a Power Ranger?
You wouldn't wear a mask, would you?
Just a white face. There is a White Ranger in there.
Yes, he died recently, didn't he?
Oh, he did.
Yes. Somebody else managed to troll the House of Black. Okay. With the use of Danhausen's face by superimposing Danhausen's face onto all 4 members of the House of Black and captioned underneath saying Hausen of Black. Julia Hart retweeted it saying delete this. Other than that he's not been doing a lot. He's still injured, he's out of operation. He's on the road to recovery.
Yeah.
Speedy recovery, Danhausen.
Speedy recovery.
Yeah. So then, are we going for promos or are we going for the news?
Oh, I don't know. I feel like James needs to be involved in the promos, but...
Well, as he's not here, and sadly he has had to step out at the moment, shall we save the promos?
I could do the promo on you, if you want.
Well, mine involves both of you.
Okay. Well, you could do the one to me, and then we could redo it again when James is back. Or let's hold off.
Let's do the
news first.
Yeah.
And then we'll see how we
Should we hold for when we're all together?
We could do.
Yeah.
He may come back still. We don't know. Let's see how we go.
We'll see how we go.
We'll do the news.
So, we've
still got Shawn Michaels as well, Shakespearean.
Very true. It's been quite a lot happening news-wise. There's been a couple of returns.
Oh.
We got recently, Roderick Strong has returned to wrestling, and this time to help out his good friend, Adam Cole.
Baby.
Fuck's sake. Oh, I set you up to knock it out of the park. And I'm happy to see him back.
Yeah.
I know I've mentioned this before. I love the Undisputed Era. I'm pretty sure it was either you or James said that they weren't keen on it.
I didn't mind it. I thought it was right.
Get out!
I do worry, though, with him coming in, that he's just going to be another face that's just going to disappear after a short amount of time. Just like Jay White.
Yeah.
He's come in, the world's one of the greatest wrestlers.
Yeah.
And I'd kind of forgot he was there already.
I'm excited for his return in this because I think it brings another trios. Because obviously Kyle O'Reilly's still there.
Yes.
Yeah, Bobby Fish has gone off and he started in Impact now, hasn't he?
Yes.
That sets up another trios tag.
Okay.
So, because, what we got at the moment, the Elite, the remaining members of the Blackpool Combat Club, which I still find weird that they're calling themselves that when it was set up by Regal, now he's gone.
Yeah.
What else have you got?
So we're talking about Roderick Strong, yeah?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
James is back, by the way.
James is back.
Only for a little
Should we
while.
promo it?
No. Many apologies. I have a little puppy at the moment, so I will be in and out of the podcast. Roderick Strong. Ring of Honor legends. Absolute legends. My issue with Roddy all the time is that he's not good on the mic.
I always found him to be the most underrated member of Undisputed Era. And, I mean, he was, like you said, he was brilliant in Ring of Honor.
Pure wrestling, amazing.
Yeah.
Absolutely amazing. I remember NXT tried to build up his personality by showing his life one time. And it kind of got somewhere, but still didn't get anywhere.
Yeah.
In fact, the best thing they ever did, in my opinion, with Roderick Strong is when they put him with Dexter Lumis. That's, personality-wise, that started to show a little bit of almost the audience finding out a little bit about Roderick Strong.
Yeah.
The wrestler, not the person.
Yeah. Like I said, I mean, with the whole possibilities of bringing him back with Kyle O'Reilly and Adam Cole.
Baby!
Nah, that's fucking better.
What is Kyle O'Reilly doing? Is he with AEW?
Yeah, he's still there. Yeah, it's Bobby Fish that's gone.
I mean, he was a hot free agent, wasn't he? Do you remember when, Cole first went there, and then there was that big debate, weren't there, whether, I think it was Gargano and him, wasn't it?
Yeah, that was a good feud.
But,
I enjoyed it.
But
anyway.
those two were supposed to come on the roster, weren't they? On the main roster of WWE. Is that right, Johnny?
I think so.
Yeah, it is right. Yeah.
And there was a lot of things about they weren't happy, and it was seen as a major coup for AEW.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I'm talking about Kyle O'Reilly here, but he seems, I don't know if you agree, seems to have just like disappeared and got lost in the shuffle.
I don't know if he's done any indie work or if he was out injured for a while.
No idea.
But yeah, he has. Sure. But I'm genuinely hoping that, bringing Roderick Strong in is going to bring, something back to the Trios Championship, because at the moment, it just goes between two groups.
Yeah, he's a pure wrestler, isn't he?
Yeah. And you got the possibility of different title runs for him.
I mean, Adam Cole, this is arguable with some people, but Adam Cole sometimes, I know Johnny feels that way, struggles to
I do.
To get with get the audience's attention. He did that amazing promo when he come back. That was a great promo where he went on about he's had bad mental health and bad physical health, and said he's back and all that.
Shame on you fucking arseholes that done that to him.
So, little update, Kyle O'Reilly is injured.
He is injured, okay, so that's where he's been. It's just that he was such a hot free agent.
Absolutely.
He's also struggling with his type 1 diabetes.
Okay, right, fair enough, yeah.
I mean, Bobby Fish has sort of lost the plot a little bit, hasn't he, unfortunately?
Yeah, less said about him, the better at the moment.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know what he's...
He's currently in Impact.
Mm-hmm.
He is, but he's coming out with some controversial stuff, and he's...
Let's stop there on that one.
Yeah.
Talking of Impact, though, they are doing so well.
Yeah, man.
They're coming up for their 1000th episode of Impact.
I haven't watched it.
It is so good.
It's absolutely banging at the moment.
Do you know what I've been doing? I've been watching British indie wrestling.
Fair play.
But Impact, it's amazing that they've been 21 years and they're still going. And people, they don't get enough love. They don't. People need to go out there and watch them.
Genuinely, I think that's a subject we need to bring up as well at some point.
Well, I think that we're going to do TNA and we can maybe go on to that.
Yeah.
The problem is, I think we talked about this a lot. No one can be absolute experts in all the wrestling at the moment. There's just too much.
Yeah.
You cannot watch it all. You would have to be watching everything 24/7.
We can give it a fucking good go.
We can.
I try.
You get certain people who go, well, they shouldn't do a podcast because they don't know everything. And things like that, don't you? You get critics.
Fuck off.
Yeah, you get critics and things, but...
We do it because we enjoy it.
Yeah.
We're not critiques.
But at the same time, you can't watch or cover everything on this podcast.
There is a lot of stuff out there, especially with AEW starting their new live show. So.
Is this a Saturday night?
What a segue.
There we go.
Oh.
AEW Collision.
Very true, yes. By all accounts, it's going to be showing its first ever episode on June 17th in, and this leads to some rumours, Chicago.
Yes, the Windy City.
Oh, yes. Indeed. Yeah, I'm excited for that.
I am.
Yeah.
I think it's going to be good. Obviously, with it being Chicago.
There is a very, very high possibility that somebody will be coming back, and I can't think who it could be. Chicago. Any famous wrestlers from Chicago?
I was going to say Legion of Doom, but
Yeah,
no.
Slight problem with that being they're not active anymore.
No.
Yeah. Thank you, Captain Fucking Obvious. There's massive speculations that this is when Punk's going to come back.
How do we feel?
Honestly,
about CM Punk coming back.
I want it to happen more than anyone on the planet. I want it to happen. I want the beef to be squashed. I want the childish fucking antics. Yes, that's aimed at you, CM Punk. Or Pepsi Phil, however you want to call him. I want this bullshit to be dropped.
Yes.
You're coming towards the end of your career, man. Go out on a high. And what better place to do that? At Wembley Stadium. Sorry. No.
I want him to come back.
I do. I want the career to end on a high. And I want him to go out with his head held up, the beef squashed, and to just drop all the bullshit. So, yeah, if Punk comes back at AEW Collision, fucking great.
Have you seen where he appeared on Raw? Well, not he didn't appear on Raw.
Yeah.
He was backstage.
Here's the issue that I have again.
James is back again.
Yeah.
James is back.
Here's the issue that I have again. That would not have pleased AEW. No one's thought about AEW and all that. They're like, wow, he's at Raw. But at the moment, what I'm trying to say is...
Don't ruin this for me!
Have you seen where else he's been?
It's not... Yeah, he's been at MMA
He's at
as
Impact.
well. But
Yeah.
was he?
Yeah, he was.
Yeah, because I think he's flaunting around with the idea of going somewhere else. This is all on Phil Brooks, not CM Punk. Everyone keeps blaming the EVPs. I'm sorry, there's too much smoke around him not to be a fire. He obviously has issues with getting on with people, and he's got to sort it out. It's not me hating on him. I think he's a good talent. But you know for a fact that when he went to AEW, I was worried as anything that this was going to happen. And it happened even quicker than I thought it did. It happened in less than a year.
Yep.
Do you know what I mean? I think he needs to... I don't know if he's like such an introvert that he just doesn't get on with people.
Well, they're talking about doing this possible draft, aren't they? So the Saturday Night Live show will be CM Punk's show. So they're praising him by giving him his own show.
I don't get it.
I just want the bullshit to end, man.
Yeah.
I really do. Go out on a high note. You're at the wrong age of your career at the moment. Go out on a high. Drop the bullshit, drop the beef, and just fucking get on with it and give the fans what they want.
Here's the deal with me. I can see it from a business point of view, because everyone's going, it'll be great for business if he comes back and all this, but they're not looking at the bigger picture in my view. If I was a promoter dealing with him, I would have an absolute nightmare. Because I don't know if I can trust this guy. And he's going to cost me a lot of money. I mean, at the moment, he's sitting taking a huge wage, you know, off of Tony Khan.
A couple of quid in it.
And that has backfired, hasn't it?
Badly, yeah.
Because he's sitting at home and now he's turning up at Raw backstage. You know, it's not, I know that there's massive Punk fans out there, and as I've said before, they get on my nerves a little bit because they're like a cult. No, some of them are. Some of them are. They'll anything that Punk does, they'll defend.
Oh no, fuck no, I won't.
Right,
no,
but
you've been a dick.
And turn around and go, well, he has a right to do this and a right to do that. No, he doesn't. No, he doesn't.
Yeah, you don't have a right to be a cock, quite frankly.
He was gone for 7 years.
Yeah, times have changed.
And he berated the wrestling business, said he'd never come back, and then he's come back, and he's caused trouble again. Whether you want to put the blame on the EVPs or CM Punk, he's still involved in the controversy. And I look at old school wrestlers, like, I tell you who he reminds me of. Not wrestling, but his whole mannerism and how he can't get on with anyone. He reminds me of the Warrior.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I don't feel, he reminds me of the Ultimate Warrior. Could be a massive draw for someone, but just can't get on. with anybody.
Ironically saying that, I've just watched his Dark Side of the Ring episode.
Yeah.
Fucking brilliant.
Yeah.
Absolutely brilliant. But yeah, good comparison, actually. Yeah, really good comparison.
Yeah. AEW Wembley.
We're going.
Well,
75% of us are going.
Unfortunately, I will not be attending.
Boo.
Due to my son's 4th birthday.
Being born on the wrong day. I'm joking.
Yeah, I thought about bringing it with me, but yeah, I don't think they'll go.
Mate, I daren't tell my little boy because he knows what company Danhausen works for. And if
Be interesting to see if he's on the show.
I hope to fucking God he is. Will fill my pants.
But yeah, have fun.
Mate, we haven't got the tickets
How
yet.
do you think this is going to go?
Well, there's been 60,000 sign-ups already.
And we're 2 of them.
And I think Warner Brothers are going to put this out there. They're going to make it big. Like at football games already at Wembley, they're advertising it along the electric screens and everything.
Yeah.
I think it's going to go really well. Even 60,000 people is still their biggest show.
Yeah.
They've
So
ever done.
there's 60,000. What is it? Pre-entry.
Pre-order. Pre-sale tickets.
Pre-sale tickets.
We're 2 of them.
So yeah, we certainly are. 2 of, not everyone's
His face every time we say that is brilliant.
What,
I'm sorry.
Johnny's?
Watch. Just do that little cue again.
What's that?
The pre-sale things.
Oh, the pre-sale.
And we're 2 of them. Sorry, mate. I'm sorry.
You need that cardboard cutout, mate. That's what needs
That's
to
not a
happen.
bad. I'm going to get a T-shirt with Johnny's face on it.
Yeah.
60,000. So that can go one or 2 ways, can't it? You can either get people on there buying at least 2.
Yeah.
Right? Looking at, we're going to sell this out
Yeah.
easy because that's 120,000.
Yeah.
Or you can look at it, unfortunately, the most likely way that people are looking but maybe not buying. So I reckon that they're gonna hit about 70,000. That's my guess. I
Still
reckon
very good.
really
Yeah.
good
Yeah.
because if they hit that amount, they can cordon off the corner.
Yeah.
Because he's already said, Tony Khan's come out and said that he's not going to corner anything off. He's going full in for this.
But he's going balls
He's not
deep.
going to what cordon.
Corner anything, cover anything. He's going full in. He's expecting to sell it
He
out.
might have to, realistically. He might have to. Same with WWE. They did it at Clash of the
Does this mean
Castle.
we could possibly get an upgrade again?
Well, you guys didn't really get an upgrade.
Oh, no,
you just
we got-
fucking
we
got
got-
up and walked and, down where I was sitting.
That's an upgrade.
I don't think WWE went, you guys got an upgrade. You just got up and fucking moved.
We got an upgrade. Thank you, WWE.
Because it's been announced that they're all out is the following week now.
Yeah, yeah.
So it's whatever they're going to have 2 big main events for these 2 shows.
Do you reckon the week after all out, they're going to do another show called Shake It All About?
They might too.
Do you know who I reckon they're going to go after? Do you know who I reckon they're going to go after?
Johnny Reggae.
He's in town.
Well, he's not.
I reckon they're going to make...
A couple of hours away.
I reckon they're going to make a substantial offer to Drew McIntyre. I really do. Because look at the situation in WWE.
Yeah.
Right? And he got in the title picture. He set all of that up in really. He was the one who was going to them all the time after the Australian show going, why are you not doing one in the UK? Mm-hmm. We know the story of Roman Reigns, but he didn't get his moment in the fucking sun at the end.
No.
Right? His contract's coming up.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know about you, but if I saw there was a show on at Wembley Stadium, I would be very interested.
Yes.
I would be very interested because you can think WCW and WWF, you can turn and throw these companies and keep going back and forwards in the years and things. I think that Drew's stagnated a bit in WWE. I think he's still a really good talent.
Yeah.
But
at the moment,
if
he's
I
an
was
underused talent.
Yeah, if I was him, I'd be very tempted to try and negotiate to get in a main event of Wembley Stadium. First time in 30 years.
Swear to God, if that happens, fuck me, we've called it again.
I feel like the main event's going to be like a 6-man tag or something, and then it'll lead to the following week at All Out. It'll be a 1-on-1.
Nah, it's too big. Too big. It'll be a title match. I bet you. Title match.
What else, bro?
Or it'll be an exhibition. Like a rematch of Kenny Omega and Will Ospreay from New Japan or something like that. But I think if you're going to attempt to do a 90,000 stadium, you've got to put a big match on. It's going to have to be a WrestleMania style match in AEW terms.
I feel like they're going to get a lot of like not celebrities, like older wrestlers come in, legends and stuff to fill it all up.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would see more them aiming at All Out. Is it All Out the one that's going to be next?
Yeah,
I would say that would be the smaller show. I think they're going balls fucking deep with this.
Going all in.
Yeah,
baby.
literally. And to sell out a 90,000, they're going to want to put something on big.
And also, I've recently been in touch with Warner Brothers.
Have you?
Genuinely, yeah. I've been in touch with Warner Brothers AEW department, trying to get some press passes for interviews. So if you're listening, please get back to me. It would be really nice to get something back so we can, do some interviews. That would be lovely.
Here's why I think, Johnny,
Please.
that'll be a massive main event, because this ain't WWE. If you were saying to me this is WWE putting this on, I would agree with you. But this is Tony Khan, who lives around Fulham, and would know the hardcore wrestling audience.
Yeah. They wanted to buy Wembley at one point.
Yeah.
So,
and I think that this is his big show.
Yeah.
Not the one after.
Yeah.
Do WWE come back next year and say WrestleMania is coming to the UK?
And it's, honestly, this when Money in the Bank was announced, and obviously literally a week later or 2 weeks later, AEW announced that they were coming to the UK at some point. I do remember thinking, fuck me, would they have the balls to go for Wembley just to go, fuck you. Fuck you.
I think they'd have the balls.
We've seen the backlash that you got for ticket prices and this tiny ass. And I know I've been to the Dome before a couple of times to see gigs and this, that and the other. It's 16,000.
Yeah.
Go all out, man.
Absolutely.
I'm sorry, but
we said that from the beginning.
Yeah.
We said that why Money in the Bank's not in a stadium is unbelievable.
You've got plenty to pick from, man, for fuck's sake. But Tony Khan's done the right thing. He's waited to see the backlash that WWE have got from this pay-per-view and gone, fuck it, man, let's go for it.
WWE probably don't give a shit, right? But the bottom line is they've made a real faux pas here.
Yeah.
They've fucked up. They've let AEW in, literally, to do this, because putting it in the O2 Arena was a massive mistake.
Yeah,
the prices were a mistake. They really were. And it's all right for money, but visually, it's what AEW's looking for. They are not looking for this is going to be an amazing show. They're going to do an amazing show, but their biggest thing is that visual that sends a message to everyone that says this stadium is full.
Do you know the way that I was talking to my other half last night about this, saying like this is definitely one thing that I know we're going to talk about. So you got to think this from a global perspective. This is how I put it to her. How well known is the O2 around the world?
Pretty well known.
How well known is Wembley?
Massively well known. It's the home of football and England's.
Whether you know it as the old Wembley with the two towers, whether you know it as the new Wembley with the arch, everybody around the world knows Wembley Stadium and what it stands for and its history.
It's also the 100th year as well, isn't it?
Exactly.
It is. And what they want to do is they want that visual. They want to be able to put on TV the next week that stadium's full and show that picture, because that picture says 1,000 words.
That picture and that pay-per-view is going to stand the test of time.
it's more. I'm looking at it more business, Stu.
That's what I mean.
I'm looking at it like, you know how you said about worldwide.
Yeah.
What they're showing is they come out of America, right? Go to Britain, where everyone's like, will AEW be all right anywhere outside of America? And they're gonna bang 100,000 people or attempt to in a stadium. If they pull that off and that visual is shown on Dynamite the next week, they can go to anyone and go, business-wise, go, look at what we just done.
With 90,000 Wembley, done it.
Yeah. It's massive for them. Yeah. If you're number 2 as a company, you want to make a statement. Similar to how WCW did, and this is their opportunity to make a statement.
You would never think there'd be another wrestling promotion, almost trying to sell out Wembley.
And they've also gazumped WWE because 30 years ago, they kept going on about that. We loved it. We were in Wales, but they kept showing like back 30 years ago, SummerSlam at Wembley. You weren't at Wembley, guys.
No.
Yes, you were in Wales. It was lovely for Wales, but the statement would have been to do it at Wembley.
Yeah, history repeating.
Yep.
But yeah, you shit the bed on that one.
31 years to the day that SummerSlam was held as well. Yeah. The show's going to be on.
Yeah.
That is on purpose.
Again, yeah.
They're trying to make a statement. And the prices reflect that.
Yeah.
The prices are nearly half of what WWE's are.
Yes. Yeah.
Which is fantastic.
Clever move. Frankly, from a business point of view, that's a clever move.
You can go, I mean, it's the Bleeders, fair enough, but we were up there in Wales. You can go across the whole top for 30 quid.
Wow.
Yeah. And I mean, your top tier price, your front row is
1,500.
How much was Clash at the Castle?
I can't remember,
but
you're talking the premium side. The high end tickets are around about, me and Stu were discussing it earlier, around about £175.
Yeah.
For a high end ticket.
Yeah.
Whereas WWE, when you were going high end, even at Clash of the Castle, you were looking at 800.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because you were going on Ticketmaster and looking through. Yeah. You see what I mean? And it
madness.
Yeah. It's incredibly clever.
Madness.
Incredibly clever. Shall we because I feel we could talk about this for quite some time. But should we crack on with some other news?
Yeah, I've only got one other thing.
I've got a couple.
It is Dungeon Wrestling. It is Bret Hart's son, Blade, has started up Stampede Wrestling, and it is really good.
Really?
You've got Nick Aldis is the world champion.
I never knew that.
Neither did I until...
Billington Boys, which is Dynamite Kids' sons, are tag team champions. It's a really good show. Yeah, have they got people like Lance Storm and people like that involved? That would be really nice if they got some of the old Stampede Boys. Bret Hart has some saying and helps out backstage as well. But yeah, it's really good. I imagine Bruce. Is Bruce? I'm not sure.
Where can you watch
Bruce
it?
Involved or there's some stuff on YouTube. They've been going for about a year now. They've just had their third big event, and I think they have a weekly show as well, but I think you can probably find it on YouTube.
Okay.
I'll try and find the links to it and send it.
Yeah.
They're doing big shows.
That's a great coup, Nick Aldis.
Yeah, he's their champion. He defeated Chris Masters for the title.
Yeah, I saw that match. I didn't know that was that. I thought that was just an independent.
No, I think Nick Aldis defeated David Boy Smith's son, David Smith, isn't it?
Yeah.
And is he there?
Yeah, he's there as well. They've got a lot of names I'm not sure about. The Bollywood Boys are there.
Aren't the Bollywood Boys the Singh brothers?
Yes, I think so.
Really?
Bret Hart's a massive fan of them. He loves them.
You know who Randy Orton used to just fucking throw around everywhere? I'm sure it's them. I don't know.
I'm pretty sure they're really good. Yeah, they've got quite a good little
roster.
Well, funny you should mention Nick Aldis.
Just bring it up slowly.
Yeah.
And get the heritage there.
And that's what they're because the world title is the Stu Hart Heritage Championship.
Brilliant.
Nice. Yeah.
I'd like to see trainers or people involved Jericho obviously was trained there, but he's in AEW. But Lance Storm would be a good shout to bring in.
Yeah.
Yeah. As I was saying, Nick Aldis, funny you should mention him. He's recently made public that he wants to work with 2 people very soon. One being Okada.
Okay.
And the other one being Sakada.
Right. Well, then he wants to go to New Japan.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. That was the kind of answer I was expecting. Yeah, I was expecting that kind of answer. But yeah, I mean, Christ, if that ever happened, I'd like to see that.
Yeah.
I think that Aldous would have been really good in the concept that we discussed, where he would have gone on that Cornette anti-AEW thing. Like, been like, I'm a traditional wrestler and built a stable and really gone to town with it like a heat magnet. Yeah. I think that would have worked.
That would have been good. But he has just signed with Impact, hasn't he? I think.
Yeah.
He has, yes.
Which Impact's doing really well as well.
I'm surprised no one took a look at him, AEW or WWE. I really am.
Got another little segue when you mentioned the word re-signing, which is also going to lead me onto a little bit of a rant afterwards. So I do apologise. It will be done very quick. Will Ospreay looks set to re-sign with New Japan Pro Wrestling. His contract actually runs out on 2024 in February. But obviously he is now the 1GW title holder.
Okay.
Quite recently won it, I believe. And this leads me on to my little rant. We got, like, you know, a bit of a code of conduct to do with our community page. Recently there was a little bit of, shall we say, bad words.
You always get one.
Yeah. Cutting the long story short, don't be a fucking dick on the community page to other people. Like, there's no need for it. I'm sorry. We're just doing this for fun, you know. And if you're going to be a fucking arsehole, fuck off.
You'll be kicked out, whoever you are. I don't care if you're fucking Vince McMahon in there.
Yeah.
You'll be kicked out.
Quite right.
Because we do this for fun.
Yeah.
We don't do this to... We like constructive criticism. We're all for debate. But
Absolutely.
We don't do this like as a real serious thing. We do this as a group of 3 guys who love wrestling, getting together, having a chat, and trying to entertain you guys.
Yeah.
If that happens, great. If it doesn't, fair enough. But we love it.
Yeah.
So
we like what we do.
Yeah.
But what we are not going to tolerate is people acting like a fucking arsehole.
Or people in our community attacking people in our community.
Yeah, not going to stand for it. So yeah, that's my rant over with. I'm not going to tolerate people, and I know Johnny and James feel the same way about this. I won't tolerate people going after other people on a you know, verbal base.
You're right. Okay.
I'm not going to go, you know, I'm not going to stand for people going after people on a personal level. And quite frankly, stuff like that is quite dickish. So you will be kicked out of the group, and I can quite happily say, go fuck yourself.
Yeah, I've got nothing to add to it.
Yeah, it's fine. So the thing is, I know that Johnny takes it like all in his stripes up, but he has actually been attacked the most.
Oh yeah.
Out of everyone, I've had to ban 2 people because of Johnny.
They just come to me. I don't know why. I don't know what I've done wrong.
Well, it was, you know, this Will Ospreay one, I'm pretty sure everyone's seen it. There was quite a few likes and laugh emojis on this certain person's words, and yeah, I'll quite happily tolerate it for a while, but you know, one of our fellow listeners actually stuck up for me, and I was just going to ride it out, to be honest. I couldn't give a monkeys, but then he actually started going for the guy who was trying to defend what we do as a bit of fun, and yeah, so long, mate. You're out.
Get out.
Yeah, literally, get out.
The thing is, as well, is we see you guys, any of you try hard, like insecure little trolls, we see you from a mile off.
Yeah.
The individual who it was, who I'm not going to name,
was on
all of our radar as admins for ages. It wasn't like he was some sort of smart, amazing individual. We basically give you the benefit of the doubt.
Yeah. And you were just proving yourself to be a dick, quite frankly.
So But I don't give a shit. I mean, if you want to come in and have any sort of debates, that's great. It doesn't bother me.
See, this is what we enjoy. We do love a debate, you know. We're all for it. Opinions are absolutely great.
As long as everyone's opinion is respected.
Absolutely.
In terms of it not being offensive.
Yeah. Just don't be a dick. That's plain and simple. Don't be a dick to anyone. There's no need for it. It's a community page. It's fun. That's all it is. Don't be a dick.
There we go.
Yeah.
There we go.
Right.
The problem is, I will say this: you got to be careful.
You ain't letting it go, is he?
I haven't said anything. I haven't said something. No, I'm just going to say what we have to be careful of, and we have to make this totally clear. We love a good laugh and trolling about, because what happens is if you give the speech like that, usually happens is, especially with bads, and I will call you that if you try it, bad trolls, because I actually quite like trolling. It's quite fun if you do it in a nice way. You are really crap at it. The people who are coming in, we can see you from a mile off, right? We actually really like fun. You got to be careful when you do that you don't feed them.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Because if you go, don't be an arsehole, if you get an absolute loser prick in the thing, they're going to go for attention, because they don't get any attention. So the only way they can get it is from behind a keyboard.
Yeah.
And it's like, because they're pussies, and you have to be careful. But I couldn't give a shit, quite frankly. I quite enjoy calling them out. I give that guy a right wrecking on the page, so I can give a shit, to be honest. And all I'll do is I'll wreck you, and I won't even let you respond, you pricks. I'll ban you straight away.
I banned him before.
So I don't care.
I've just got one last bit of news to bring up, which is a bit of a two-parter, really. How are we feeling about, so far, WWE's draft and the possible and rumoured matches for WWE Backlash?
Too early. It's too early to tell. For me.
I'm
too early. We've only had round one as we're speaking now, and a few NXT call-ups. I think that Raw, I think I'd be able to give you a better answer after Raw.
I'm slightly concerned. I am... Do you know what? I'm not slightly concerned now that... And I know Vince is not meant to be in control of creativity. However, this is where my problem lies.
Okay.
I am worried about them coming up, because you've got some damn good wrestlers, one of which is making a return, which is obviously Apollo Crews.
Okay.
Right.
I think that's a mistake.
Is he coming up?
He's back on Raw.
Is he?
Yeah. So also, I've got a list of those from NXT that are being called up. You've got I never pronounce his name right. JD McDonough.
Be really good in the Judgment Day.
Zoe Stark.
Really good.
Yeah, see, and I've put in brackets next to her. She was one of my standout performers for the Royal Rumble.
Yeah, I would like to see, and I think we talked about this before, I would like to see a mid-card women's title introduced. Like an Intercontinental stage title, and I think that someone like Zoe Stark and other people could really benefit off of that.
Well, funny you should say that as well. The other one that was brought up is current NXT Women's Champion, Indy Hartwell.
Oh, we did see that, yes.
And current NXT Women's Tag Champs, Isla Dawn and Alba Fire.
Yes.
I don't really understand why the champions have been brought up, but I'll let it play out.
Yeah, I want to see where this goes, but I am slightly concerned for them.
I'm not gonna slate it yet until
still going on this Monday as well.
Yes,
it is.
Yeah,
okay.
yeah, and I think that will continue on SmackDown. I think they'll do another round.
Yeah,
the plan is, according to Triple H, to change 50% of the roster.
Yeah.
Okay.
So in other words, you're going to really spice things up.
Yeah,
that's the idea. So, I mean, a good move, in my opinion, is Imperium going to Raw. Mm-hmm. I quite like that move because I think that now... I think Bobby Lashley as well went to SmackDown. I like that move.
Yeah, yeah.
I don't think him and Roman have crossed paths yet.
No.
Have they? Have they crossed paths in this reign?
No, I don't think so.
No. So, what about the rumoured matches for Backlash at the moment?
What is on Backlash?
So, we have, obviously, Cody Rhodes versus Brock Lesnar.
Right.
How do we feel about that?
All right, as long as they do it properly.
Yeah.
You got Matt Riddle, Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens against the Bloodline.
Looking forward to it after SmackDown. Now that the Usos have upset Roman Reigns even more, I'd like to see where this goes.
Yeah, I'm worried it's going to get milked, though. That's my only issue. I want to see where it goes, but I just don't want to fucking drag it out.
Well,
and I know that this storyline's been going on for like 3 fucking years, but, you know... but now, obviously, Riddle's been thrown into it as well.
In my opinion, the Bloodline storyline should come to an end after 1,001 days.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Because why are we keeping Reigns on at the moment as champion, the 1,000 days? I believe it should end very, very close to the 1,000 days now.
Yeah.
Because he can't be champion for 4 years and break Hulk Hogan's record, can he? I mean, what is...
Bruno Sammartino, 6 years. No, Bob Backlund is 6 years, I think.
Right, Bob Backlund's disputed. So, because Antonio Inoki is being recognised as being WWF champion, which is I think because of him dying and him passing away, I should say more. That sounds bad, so I think he's an amazing innovator.
Absolutely.
He was obviously WWF champion, but it was never recognised. Yeah. But after his death, if they do recognise it, which they did on SmackDown, do you remember they said he was
Yeah.
That would break Backlund's cycle.
Yeah.
I don't think they'll bring it back up again. I think they just done it for that.
And also, it's very handy. I mean, Bob Backlund would be pissed off, but it's very handy for Roman Reigns to go up a little notch. To go from number 4 to number 3.
Yeah. So, other ones we've got on the Backlash card is Becky Lynch versus Trish Stratus.
I like Trish a heel.
I don't mind this, but I don't see where we're going at the moment. And to me, it's just a legend versus a star match.
Yeah. I'm actually quite looking forward to this next one because I've genuinely been impressed with the matches he's had, and there ain't been many. And that's Bad Bunny versus Damian Priest.
Is it 1-on-1?
I believe it was. I thought it was a street fight.
Oh, is it?
Yeah. You've got to admit, as far as celebrity involvements, he's learned. He's
not a big, I'm not, I think we talked about this on the last podcast, I'm not a big fan of celebrities anyway.
No, I'm not, but...
And he's
put the effort in, man.
Yeah, he's good, but at the same time, for me, I'm not really interested in Bad Bunny as a celebrity.
No, I couldn't. I don't. No,
do you understand what I mean?
No.
So I'm not...
But
take it or leave it. I hope it's good.
You've got to think as well, it's in his hometown.
Yeah.
It's home territory, so they got.
Yeah, well, that's why he's on there.
Yeah. You've also got Rhea Ripley versus Zelina Vega for the SmackDown Women's title.
Easy first title retention.
Yeah. This I don't get. Seth Rollins versus Omos.
This feels like Vince.
Yeah. And lastly, that is confirmed is Austin Theory versus Bobby Lashley versus Bronson Reed for the US title.
I think that could be a sleeper of a good match.
Yeah.
I like Bronson Reed.
I do, purely because taking my last name, that was my late dog's name.
Yeah, I really like Bronson Reed. I think he's potentially good.
Yeah.
Very good. I think he could add... If you watch it just as a match, I think he could add a lot of spice to it.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Okay. There ends my news.
There ends our
Has anyone else got anything?
What about the title? Has anyone talked about the title?
Nope. Nothing yet.
We'll have to talk about it, won't we?
Eventually. Yeah.
Oh, we haven't talked about it on the news.
No, because nothing's been said.
There's a new title.
Oh,
There's a new title.
Oh, sorry, mate. I thought you were on about a title match for Backlash.
I think that's... I'll be honest with you. I think that's the biggest news of the whole...
Yeah, absolutely.
I don't like the design.
I do. Fuck the barrier.
It's the old WCW title with a sticker just stuck on.
What's wrong with that?
I like the idea of making
Pair of pricks.
I like the idea of the winged eagle being incorporated.
Yeah. I'd love to see that back.
I would have liked to have seen that because to me the World Heavyweight Championship reminds me of WCW and NWA. It doesn't remind me of the lineage of WWF. The Winged Eagle does to me. Yeah. I think of Randy Savage, Hulk Hogan,
Johnny Reggae, Danhausen,
Bret Hart,
me,
Shawn Michaels, and all that people James like that. I don't want my last name on there. I meant it in that.
Right. Sorry. James.
I would prefer it to have been the Winged Eagle, but I'm not bothered as long as they do it right.
That's it. That's what it comes down to. As long as it's done right, that's all that matters.
So it's going on Raw. This is not the way that we wanted it to happen. We wanted to split with Roman, didn't we? But
who do you think is going to be the first holder?
Seth Rollins.
So
what happens if Roman wins it?
Then we get another 1,000 days.
Would it shock you if they did something like that?
No, I think it would not surprise me at all.
And this is taking place on Night of Champions, which is no longer King of the Ring, which we thought it was.
That was a McMahon move, wasn't it?
Unless Roman comes in at the last end to win Money at the Bank and then takes the title off of Seth.
I don't think Money in the Bank happens before, unfortunately.
Well, I mean, if he gets that title and then Roman Reigns goes for Money in the Bank.
The one person I don't want to see it wrapped around the waist of is Cody Rhodes.
No, I don't.
Because I think that it comes across that you're trying to actually patchwork something.
Yeah.
And I'd rather, in the end, he finally did get Roman.
Yeah.
If deep down, I like Cody's story.
I do, yeah.
Because I think people who shit on it, I think in a way, and this is going to sound quite harsh, but this is, again, my opinion. I think if you're shitting on Cody's story, you're shitting on Dustin's and Dusty's as well.
Yeah.
Because that's what the story's all about. Those guys never got the title. And this is a
legacy story. It's a legacy story.
Yeah, it's the Rhodes family deserve to have, regardless of whether it's Dusty or Dustin, you would have preferred, deserve to have been a WWF champion at one point, a champion of New York.
Yeah.
And I think that Cody now is the perfect individual to do it with.
Yeah, absolutely.
And we talked about it again. I don't get the hate on Cody. I still don't. I feel sorry for Cody, actually.
Yeah.
I do, because I don't think he's ever done anything wrong. No. Except for being, like, a good business person. Yeah, and he works his bollocks off.
Yeah.
Oh, is there any more news?
No, mate. I'm out.
More news there.
Do you know what? I've just realised something.
What have you realised?
I've gone the entire fucking podcast and not routed out any listener comments from any of our topics. However,
I really apologise.
However, I have got one thing we can actually read out. Because of my absolute fuck up there and not reading out any of our listener comments, which I really do apologise about. I am a tit, clearly. We do have some listener questions.
Oh, okay.
So, our first listener question comes from Kevin Tierney. I'm going to let you answer this one first, because my answer is going to be real short and sweet. Do you think Hulk Hogan is overrated?
Yeah, I think there was a time for him.
Struggled to answer that.
I did. There was a time for him, and he still holds a big part of history. But I think there's times where he was slightly overrated.
My answer? He's a prick. Sorry, I don't like him. Massively overrated. I'm pretty sure, actually, I picked him as my number one most overrated wrestler.
I think you may have.
Sorry, Kevin. If you like Hulk Hogan, fair play. I don't. I think he's a knob. I think he's massively overrated. Our next question comes from Lee Spicer.
Oh.
Actually, Lee's given us 3 questions.
Spicy.
Oh, spicy.
Spicy, huh?
Who, question number 1, who is the best female wrestler ever, in your opinion?
Oh, it's a tough one. Just off the top of my head, Bull Nakano or Sensational Sherry.
Okay.
Maybe. I only picked Bull Nakano because she was a pick of mine a little while back on an episode, but she was good. Sensational Sherry was good as well.
I can't answer this at the moment.
Okay.
Not because I'm struggling, but I'm not.
It is tough. It is.
I think that's a topic that we could cover again.
I think so. Yeah.
I know we've had a top 3, women's section, but I think we could go.
I think we could do it. Yeah.
I asked this next question to you earlier, and I actually know you asked me, and I had quite a simple answer for this one. How does the bloodline story end? I simply stated Roman loses the belt.
Yeah.
I think that's game over. As soon as that happens, that's it. It's done.
I think the Usos will leave, and it'll just all kind of.
I think they'll turn.
Yeah.
Question 3: what wrestlers will get big pushes over the next year or so?
I thought LA Knight.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I can see that.
Bron Breakker.
Yep.
Yeah. Them two, I think.
Eventually, when it happens, I can see Grayson Waller.
Mm-hmm.
From an AEW point.
Oh, didn't think of AEW. I need time. I need time.
I think that's a subject we could cover for a topic as well.
Yeah.
LA Knight's a definite. It needs to happen soon. Age is not on his size.
Bron Breakker, I think as well.
What's the?
James is back.
She's back.
Final question from Lee Spicer. What wrestlers will get big pushes over the next year or so?
Oh, it's difficult.
I mean, we've both said LA Knight. Johnny said Bron Breakker.
I think LA Knight will. I mean, there is plans for LA Knight to win the Money in the Bank. That's what I've heard that over and over again from the rumour mill.
My other one was Grayson Waller.
Yeah, I'm not sold on him. I don't mind him.
I like him because he's a bit of a prick.
Yeah.
His character's a prick, and I found it fucking hilarious.
Who do I think will get a major push?
I like Chad Gable too.
So do I.
Yeah, actually.
Even Otis, I wouldn't mind. I think he's really good.
I'm just wondering if the damage is done to Chad Gable. Like he's become a little bit of a joke with the shoosh and all that, and it's
stopped that now,
hasn't he? Yeah, but it's difficult to it's difficult to take someone like that seriously at the top.
Yeah.
You know, it's Bron Breakker.
Yeah. And then I did say to Johnny, what about AEW?
Ricky Starks.
Yeah, absolutely.
For me.
Yeah, that's a good one, actually. Yeah.
That's what I'd like to see.
Mm.
But I don't know.
Yeah.
I think AEW's got more of a it's more adaptable, it's more moldable than WWE for sure.
Absolutely.
It could be a lot of people.
Could be.
Yeah. And final question comes from Jerry White. Again, I think this is another one we could possibly use as a future topic as well. What is your pick for the best WCW and WWF hardcore title match?
Our first topic.
Yeah, same here.
Topic.
Yeah,
Worst.
Yeah. Jerry, we're going to come back to that one as well.
Yes.
Yeah, I think that's also another good topic for us to come back to.
Yes. So that's that, isn't it?
There we go. Yes.
All we have left now is Shawn Michaels' Shakespeare reading.
Wow.
Hold
on 1 second. I'm just going to announce again what James's picks for the topics were.
Oh, okay, yeah.
So for episode 18, James has picked our top 3 best wrestlers outside of WWE now, and his. I say his. I hinted at it, and he went for it.
This is actually yours.
Yeah, technically this is mine. So worst moment from the Dungeon of Doom.
Or best.
Best and worst.
There's no best.
Some people might like it.
Then they're fucking
I tell you
wrong.
what, there's some WCW fucking diehards who would defend it.
You're a bunch of dicks.
Are we reviewing the Slammy Awards 1987 as well?
I would like to.
Yeah, so our shite match, well, it's not even a shite match review. We're watching the shite Slammy Awards from 1987 review.
I found, Johnny, we could watch it together.
We could all watch it together. I think we need to do that.
I think we should.
If I'm not able to come up
We could do the bit
here,
at the end, like sing along.
if I'm not able to come up here because of work or anything else, I'll FaceTime you two while I'm watching it.
No, it will be amazing.
Okay.
I will be singing Pile Driver by Coco Beware.
Yeah.
And
Jesse and Festus.
Biscuits and Gravy.
Yes.
In the style of James Blunt.
Blood, that's the one. I need to... What style am I doing Pile Driver in?
Coco Beware.
Coco Beware. Okay.
I think, truthfully, that WWF thought Coco could sing.
They thought fucking Kamala could sing, for fuck's
He
sake.
can. Oh,
That was Memphis, wasn't it?
Yeah.
That was Memphis, I think.
I've actually got one of his songs I will be busting out at some point. He's very good.
But I tell you what, I mean, I was so pleased because, as I've said, I'm one of Johnny's biggest fans of this part. When I saw the 1987 Slammy Awards, I'd never seen that before, and I watched, I skipped through it, and there are songs aplenty. I mean, fuck me, Johnny, you've got a whole year's worth of content off of that.
I've made a list already. I'm going to work my way through.
I mean, there's the Honky Tonk Man comes on and sings his theme tune.
I thought he did anyway, didn't he?
What? No, on stage.
Oh, right, okay.
We also have the promos.
We decided we were going to wait until the next episode.
Yeah, that would be great.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to this, so I'm going to hold on then. I'm going to wait.
Yeah, I wouldn't make yours any longer. I'd try and condense it if you can.
I can't.
Can't you?
No, I can't.
So, shall we say our farewells now? And then you lead us into
The Heartbreak Kid.
Shakespearean style remix. So, thanks as always to everyone that's listening to us. And I'm so sorry again to everyone that got involved with those topics that I forgot to read. I am a shit host. I do apologise.
Well, I'll tell you what we'll do. We'll have a look at them. And if there's any that are not really relevant to the time.
There were some good ones.
Relevant to the time, we'll do them next time.
Okay. No worries.
That's fair.
So, yeah, my apologies again to everyone. And thanks for getting involved as always. And congratulations to our competition winner as well. Get in touch with me. Send us your address and I'll get that sent out to you as soon as possible. So take care from me, Stu.
Me, Johnny.
And me, James.
Hit it, Johnny.
Now, this is Shawn Michaels in the style of Shakespeare.
This is fantastic, man.
I have done this the very best I can. So if there's a couple of words I get wrong, I apologise, okay?
I don't know why you're looking at me. I know that I study like ancient literature and stuff. Okay. I ain't got a clue.
Oh, Shawn. I be think I'm cute. I know if I'm sexy.
Beautiful.
I did get the looks. Yond driveth the girls wild. I did get the moves. Yond very much moveth 'em. I sendeth chills.
It's amazing.
Up and down thou spines. I'm just a sexy knave. Sexy knave. I'm not your knave toy. Knave toy.
I can imagine being in the Tudor royal court hearing this.
I'm just a sexy knave. Sexy knave. I maketh 'em hot.
Yes.
I maketh 'em shiver. Their hams receive weak.
That's clever.
Whenever I'm around. Those gents see me walketh. Those gents heareth me talketh. I make 'em a fearth. Like if those gents are on cloud 9. I'm just a sexy knave. Sexy knave.
Sexy knave.
I'm not thou knave toy.
Knave toy.
I'm just a sexy knave.
No, I'm not doing it anymore.
I'm not thou knave toy. Knave toy. Consume their heart out, girls. Hands off thou merchandise.
That was beautiful. I could imagine, like, it's up there with Hamlet and Macbeth, isn't it? I mean, it's beautiful.
Thou Heartbreak Kid has left the building.
It's beautiful.
Stunning.
I really enjoyed that, Johnny. Now, you know, I don't know what to say really.
I am gobsmacked.
I'm speechless. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm speechless how much work Johnny puts in.
It is true.
That's. I'm going to try and get that on TikTok. We should all try and get that on TikTok.
I'm not on TikTok.
No, I'm not really. I'm supposed to be.
Thanks again, everyone.
Thank you very much.
Goodbye.
To be or not to be?
Bye-bye.
Layers.
Bye.